Hello, everyone. Today, I have a story for you. It is simple, it is emotional, and it carries a lesson many people need right now. By the end of this story, you'll see why you should stop chasing after those who don't value your presence. This is a story about the powerful lesson of self-esteem, self-respect, and the need to let go of those who reject you. In the quiet town of Willow Creek, nestled between rolling green hills and a meandering river, lived a young woman named Lena. Her heart was as open as the wide sky above, and her kindness flowed as freely as the creek itself. Lena was a gardener, and her hands had a special magic. She could coax life from the most stubborn soil, and her garden was a vibrant tapestry of colors and scents that brought joy to everyone who passed by. She gave away flowers to strangers, shared her vegetables with neighbors, and always had a warm smile for anyone she met. But beneath this sunny exterior, a shadow lingered in Lena's heart. She carried a deep-seated belief that love and acceptance were things to be won, not freely given. This belief made her chase after people who showed her the slightest indifference. If a friend didn't return her call, she would call again and again, her anxiety growing with each unanswered ring. If someone seemed distant, she would double her efforts, showering them with gifts and attention, hoping to bridge the gap she felt widening between them. She was always the one to apologize, the one to make amends, even when she had done nothing wrong. She was terrified of being left behind, of being deemed unworthy. This pattern was most painfully clear in her relationship with a man named Marcus. He was a charismatic artist from the city, whose visits to Willow Creek were as sporadic as they were intense. When he was there, he would fill Lena's world with bright colors, praising her garden, her kindness, her spirit. He would make her feel like the most special person in the world. But then he would disappear for weeks, sometimes months, without a word. His silence was a cold void that Lena desperately tried to fill. She would send him letters, filled with pressed flowers from her garden and hopeful words. She would call, leaving messages that went unanswered. When he finally returned, he would offer a casual apology, or sometimes none at all. And Lena, so desperate for his affection, would welcome him back with open arms, the ache of his absence momentarily forgotten. Her friends saw the pain this cycle caused her. Lena, her best friend Clara would say gently, "You deserve someone who doesn't make you question your worth." But Lena couldn't hear her. She was convinced that if she just tried harder, if she was just a little more patient, a little more understanding, Marcus would finally stay. One crisp autumn afternoon, as the leaves were turning brilliant shades of gold and crimson, Lena was tending to her prized rose bushes. She was preparing them for the coming winter, carefully wrapping their delicate bases to protect them from the frost. As she worked, she noticed an old, gnarled rose bush in the far corner of her garden. It was a plant she had almost given up on. It rarely bloomed, and its branches were thorny and tangled. Most gardeners would have uprooted it long ago. As she approached it, she saw a single, perfect rose blooming on one of its highest branches. It was a deep, velvety red, its petals unfurling with a grace and beauty that took her breath away. It had bloomed not because she had fussed over it, not because she had pleaded with it, but because it had drawn strength from its own roots, deep within the earth. It had weathered storms and neglect, yet it stood tall, offering its beauty to the world without demanding anything in return. Lena reached out and gently touched a petal. The rose didn't shrink away. It simply was. It was beautiful and complete all on its own. In that moment, something shifted inside Lena. She looked at the thorny, resilient bush and saw a reflection of a strength she had forgotten she possessed. She had been so busy chasing after the fleeting warmth of others that she had neglected the roots of her own self-worth. She had been trying to bloom for Marcus, for everyone else, when the only person she needed to bloom for was herself. A profound sense of calm washed over her. It was the quiet, steady strength of the old rose bush. She went inside and sat down at her small wooden desk. She took out a piece of paper But this time, it wasn't a letter to Marcus. It was a letter to herself. She wrote about her garden, about the joy it brought her. She wrote about her kindness, not as a tool to win affection, but as a genuine expression of who she was. She wrote about her own value, a value that was not dependent on anyone else's approval. The next time Marcus appeared in Willow Creek, weeks later, with his charming smile and a casual excuse on his lips, something was different. Lena greeted him with a calm, genuine smile, but the desperate longing in her eyes was gone. She didn't ask where he had been. She didn't shower him with questions or try to fill the silence. She talked about her garden, about the preparations for winter, about the beautiful rose that had surprised her. Marcus seemed unsettled by her newfound peace. He was used to her fawning over him, her anxiety a mirror to his own importance. He tried to draw her back into the old dance, making grand promises about the future, but Lena simply listened, her heart steady. "That sounds nice, Marcus," she said, her voice clear and calm. "But I'm happy right here, right now. My garden needs me, and I need it." He left the next day, confused and a little angry. Lena watched him go, not with sadness, but with a quiet sense of release. She felt a pang of nostalgia for the good times, but it was overshadowed by a powerful feeling of freedom. She had not pushed him away. She had simply stopped chasing him. She had chosen to tend to her own garden. As the first snow began to fall, blanketing Willow Creek in a soft, white silence, Lena's garden was at rest. But Lena herself had never felt more alive. She spent the winter reading, drawing, and planning for the spring. She reconnected with friends she had unintentionally neglected, her laughter once again filling the cozy spaces of her small home. She learned that true connection wasn't about chasing or earning, but about meeting someone in a place of mutual respect and admiration. When spring arrived, her garden burst forth with more life and color than ever before. People in the town said it was her best year yet. Lena knew they were right. She had stopped pouring all her energy into a barren patch of soil and had instead nurtured the ground beneath her own feet. And in doing so, she had learned the most important lesson of all. This story is a simple reminder of a profound truth. Your worth is not determined by who wants you. It is inherent. It is in your roots. Chasing after those who walk away from you is like trying to grow a flower in the desert. You will exhaust yourself, pouring your precious energy and water into ground that will not sustain you. The real power lies in turning that energy inward. Tend to your own garden. Nurture your own soul. Strengthen your own roots. When you respect yourself enough to stop chasing, you create space for the right people to find you. You create a life that is beautiful and fulfilling on its own terms. Like Lena's rose, you will find yourself blooming, not out of desperation for an audience, but from the quiet, unshakable strength that has been inside you all along. Stop chasing. Start growing. You are worthy of a love that doesn't require you to run after it. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that can help you on your journey. Share this story with that person you know needs to let go of people who don't contribute anything to their life. Letting them know that the main priority is oneself, that we must love ourselves first, respect ourselves, and be honest in order to be able to love others. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.